It's Terry Stevenson of the Builderall team, and in this training video, we're going to learn how to build panels 7, 8, and 9 using pre-made templates. And here we are on the live page, and you can see that our button says about the suite zone. We need to remember that. And then when we look at the next panel, we see it has this delicious looking image of ice cream with some cookies, it looks like. Our main services with these icons, and it's service A, B, C, D, and E, and C our menu. So let's go get it done. Okay, so our first task is to change this headline on our button. So we're going to, let's just right click on the button, bring up our headline right here. And we'll open it up. We're going to change it to about the suite zone. Maybe we'll make it a little longer. Center it once we get it the size we want by choosing the center element. And it'll center it in our invisible box. Now let's move down to the next panel. And the first thing we need to do, we need to change this image from our coffee bean image. So we'll select panel. By clicking on it, we'll right click and go to the background settings and change the image. Here is our image. We're going to save it. Now let's change these images. So we'll select this one. Of course, we can click the pencil. It does the same thing. Check those general settings. I'm not sure what order they were in. Select them in a row. There's one. Let's make it a little larger. Now the one thing we can do, we might want to do, is go ahead and delete all of these. And then once we get our icon sized the way we want, that looks pretty good. We can duplicate these, and that way we keep our image sizes the same. So I'm going to duplicate it right across the board. And you see, this is a great way to keep your images consistent in the size and makes it so much easier than trying to match them up. So if you can avoid doing that work, why not? I'm just going to duplicate them. Now those are all the same size. Open up our ruler and put a guideline. Move it up a little bit. How about right about here? That might be a little too close. No, that'll work. So we'll go ahead and let that snap to, as well as right on the line. We can get it perfectly aligned. Now let's get rid of that and click on it. Deactivate our ruler. Now we just have to switch our images. So I'm going to right click, go to the image, change the image. And let's the next one, right click, image, images, and here's click, image, find our images, and this one, right click, change image, and now we have our last icon in there. Of course, we would want to change the labels according to our business. We can delete this button, and then we can copy this button, duplicate it. That way our style is the same. Grab the wrong button. Make sure this is centered now. Click the icon. And now this button, I'm not sure what it's supposed to say. I'm going to pull it down in the middle right now. We can check it on the page the next time. And center it. But we've done a lot of work now, so let's save it. We won't publish it quite yet. Now let's go take a look at this panel and see what we need to copy and paste. So on our main services button has see our menu as the headline on the button. So we need to remember that. Let's move down and we're going to just copy and paste these. Copy this title. So we've got this title on our clipboard, and we're going to remember see our menu. Let's go back to Cheetah. We'll change the headline on the button. We can edit it and find the headline, and instead of about the suite zone, we want it to read see our menu. So that's fixed. Let's change this title. We'll select it, double click, triple click to get inside the box, select it all, and we'll paste our copy. And then adjust the size of that text box by selecting it. All right, once we get it big enough, we'll center it. Now let's move this back up and go get copy for this one. So you can imagine that you've already figured out what you're going to put in this page, and you're just copying it from the Word document or Google document or however you do your planning. Even your notepad. We're going to select that and copy it. I think that could be a little larger, actually. I think we're going to make that a little larger. Let's go back to Cheetah. Here we are in that text box, so we'll select it and get all of our text selected and replace it. Now, while I'm in this text box, I'm just going to select it all again and up that a little bit. I think that's a little bit. Make it down, make it all on one line, center it. So now we need to replace our numerical values. These are text box though, so I'm just going to go in and finish copying and pasting all of these into these text fields. This is a text field, 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 this is a text field. Well, so there's 2 text fields in each one of these invisible boxes. So once you've replaced all of your copy in this panel, there's another one done. So let's save this. We're really moving through this fast. Head over and take a look at our testimonial panel. I believe it's just the same panel. I don't think we made any changes, but let's make sure, as well as the banner below it. We just did this one, and yes, that's the same panel. We didn't make any modifications, so we'll just leave it as it is. And the next panel down is that strawberry sundae panel, and we have ice cream shop. We didn't change any of the copy, but then we have contact the sweet zone on the button. So let's head back into Cheetah and quickly pull this panel together. Here we are down on this panel. So let's select it. And of course, we're going to edit the panel, and we're going to go to the general panel background setting. We're going to remove that image and change it to down here, our strawberry. I'm going to save it. Remember, we're going to move this button. So I think we're going to make our box a little bit bigger and move our button. Well, actually, we'll delete that button because we have our own buttons. Let's go ahead and copy one and bring it down. So let's grab this one, duplicate it, grab it and pull it down. Scrolling down and grabbing it and bringing it down and putting it in that invisible box. Now moving down to the footer, I'm going to just kind of explain what I did, because actually I lost the recording of when I was doing it. Rather than redo it, you're an old hand at this now. All I really needed to do to transform that original footer that we brought in from the panel column. If you remember, this is the footer that we pulled into this page. But since I lost it in the recording, no worries. You can see all I did was change the color of the background. All I did was right click and change the background settings right here to true black. And then I changed the copy in these elements. And then to customize the mailing boss form, remember it had that blue button with the square edges. We can come up here to general settings. We can come to general colors, and I changed the color of the button and the hover color. Remember, it hovers. And then to round the corners, all I did was choose the round border and configure it to 25 on each corner. And that's all the edits I did to create this customized footer for our page. So now let's save it. We'll publish it. And let's go ahead and go to the website. Here's our website. We have header. Scroll down. Everything's looking good. And there you go. That's how easy it is to recreate a page using these templates. And of course, you would fill it in with your own content. So we've built, in this video, we built 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9 panels. We've got our entire page, home page made, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.